Hi, my name's Lucy, and I'm here at the beautiful Beaver Mountain Park and want to talk about some of our wildlife that we have up here. And I chose one of the busiest mammals in the park. See if you can guess it. Starts with a B. No, it's not the bobcat. No, it's not a bear. And no, it's not bats. So, think again. Give you a clue. They have a big fat tail. Have you got it yet? It's the beaver, the American beaver, and they are extremely active here at Beaver Mountain. How many do we have? We don't really know, but it's a lot. Beavers are aquatic rodents, and they are masters of changing the environment. We could actually call them environmental engineers. They love to take trees like this, and they will use those sharp teeth to gnaw down a tree and take the bark off of it and eat the bark, and then they will eat the cambium, which is the soft layer underneath. That's what they love to eat. So talking about those teeth, beavers have adaptations that help them to survive, and that's what an adaptation is. It helps an animal to survive by either something that they have on their bodies or something that they do. And like I said, the beaver's teeth are very, very strong, and they grow continually throughout their life. And so that helps them to gnaw these trees down which they use to build their lodges and build dams. So that's one of their adaptations. Another adaptation they have are the webbed feet that help them to swim. And they also have these transparent or clear eyelids that come down, kind of like having swimming goggles on, and they can maneuver through the water and see easily. Another adaptation they have is this big flat tail, and I've brought one. So you can see that on the tail they have its scales on the tail, and there's some really fine little hairs on the tail. This tail not only helps them to swim, it steadies their bodies as they are gnawing on these trees and helps keep them stable. And they can also smack the water in order to warn other beavers nearby that there's a predator near. And so even the moms can smack the tails on the water to warn their kits or their pups to come on and be safe. So they use their tails for several different reasons, and that's a great adaptation for them. They're also herbivores. Like I said, they eat the bark on the trees and the cambium. They love to eat aquatic plants, so that makes them an herbivore. And remember, herbivores are plant eaters. So right behind me here is an actual beaver lodge, and you can see the trees, the logs, the stems are all up there on top, piled up top, but underneath is where all the activity is really going on. They have basically two rooms that they're going to store food in one, and in the other room they use as their own potty area, so they're not eating in the same area where they're going to the bathroom, which, remember, we call that scat, and which is poop. So one other thing about that scat is it's mostly made up of sawdust, because you have to think about it. The beavers are eating the barks and the cambium layers, and they are also aquatic plant eaters, so the majority of their poop or their scat is going to be sawdust. Quite funny fact there. So the other thing about when they're eating those limbs and everything that I thought was really cute in researching about beavers is they'll take those limbs and they kind of gnaw on it like it's corn on the cob. So you probably do that too with corn on the cob, and you're rolling it around and that's the way the beaver are going to eat those limbs off the tree. And then they'll be dragging them down and stacking them up to make their Beaver Lodge. Alright, Baxter here has shown us another clue that there's a lot of beaver here at Beaver Mountain. So this is what we call a Beaver Mound. So when he finds a mate, they will stay together for the rest of their lives. They mate and forever. So when a mama beaver has a litter, or what they call the babies are called kits, or sometimes they're known as pups, and they can have 3 to 6 maybe pups or kits, and they will stay with their parents for about 2 years. And after about 2 years, they kick them out, and then they're ready to go on their own and find their own families. But they live all in the lodge, like I showed you earlier. Well, our time up here at Bays Mountain talking about the American beavers coming to a close, but I hope you do come up and visit us and take a walk along the lakeside trail and look for the evidence that Baxter the beaver, the stuffed beavers, talked about today, and enjoy seeing the beaver lodges, the beaver dams, and the beaver mounds, and come up and enjoy the park, and keep exploring.